Hi, everybody. Welcome to click2houston.com and KPRC 2+. Randy McIlvoy alongside our Texans insider for click2houston.com, Aaron Wilson. We wanted to talk about the big week in the National Football League. It's the start of the NFL Combine. They hold it each and every year in Indianapolis. It's all leading up to their breakdown of all potential draft picks, and it, of course, leads to the NFL Draft coming up in late April. Aaron, here we go. It's going to be a crazy week in Indianapolis. You and I will be there. You've been there many times. You go every year. It's been a few years for me, but just what's this week like for all the teams trying to digest all the talent? The coaches are talking, the GMs are talking. There's a lot to take in.
Randy, it's a real whirlwind of activity. You think about all of the things that they do, the medical, the workouts on the field that everybody watches at home, who's going to run the fastest 40-yard dash, who's going to bench press the most, all those things. That's great. The most important things that go on in Indy, besides the medical, are the interviews that the teams do. They get these 15-minute interviews, and it's kind of like speed dating. They go through, they talk to several prospects, they get to know them, they kind of take their temperature, see what they're about, and then there's follow-up meetings with the players that you're most interested in, private workouts, top 30 visits where you may fly a guy in. For example, the Texans, when they've drafted players over the years, like Derek Stingley came to Houston. So did a player they didn't draft, Sauce Gardner. When Deshaun Watson was the Texans' first-round draft pick, he came in for a visit. So you do a lot of that follow-up. But at the Combine, it's about talking to these guys, just getting to know them a little more, because during the college season, you don't really get that access to the guys to get to know them.
Is it also, they're trying to find the makeup of these guys, too. And I think we'll hear a lot when we speak with Nick Caserio and D'Amico Ryans and all the other coaches that are there. They ask all kinds of questions, because don't they want to walk away from these interviews knowing what's the makeup of this guy on the field, what's he like off the field? Because before they spend money and draft a player, they want to know everything about that person, right?
Right. Two phrases you'll hear, Randy, and that's absolutely right. You'll want to hear about character, which is off field. Are there any issues? Is there something with the personality, with the family, anything that might be a problem for the player that might help, hurt or help their transition to the NFL? And then there's football character. How tough is the guy? How good of a teammate? All those things you want to find out. And that's the homework that you do. That's the digging and having those area scouts in those cities, knowing about these prospects. But this is a time to find out, is there some kind of conflict? And there's also really a processing in terms of information. And sometimes they'll have, say, a quarterback. There could be a difference between how Bryce Young sees the game and how prepared he is, and maybe some of these other prospects. What if he's different from, say, C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, and Will Levis, the other top quarterbacks, and maybe he separates himself in that area. So I think that there's a lot you can learn from talking to someone, and you can just kind of get a feel for them. Hey, I like this guy. I could see myself drafting him.
Now, what's it like during the course of Combine Week? We're going to have a lot of press conferences. We know that, right? We're going to hear from a lot of GMs, head coaches, including the Texans contingent of D'Amico Ryans, Nick Caserio. What about the Combine workouts on the field? To a point, they don't allow the media in until later in the week, as I understand. Is that right, or are we completely...
We're not on the field with them. It's pretty much an NFL Network event where they're in there, and the teams and some scouts and some former players that they allow access to watch the workouts. You just watch it on television. Yeah. So even though you're so close, you're far away from Lucas Oil Stadium, and we could literally walk across the street from the convention center in Indianapolis to Lucas, but you're not getting in there. They have let people in to watch the quarterback workouts, and then you see a lot of amateur scouts, writers mostly, trying to jot down, well, I thought he threw this ball really well, or he didn't throw this type of pass well.
How much do we make of that?
I wouldn't put any stock into that.
I don't think so.
But I care a lot about what the teams think. But it's a very scripted situation. There's no pass rush, obviously. So, but you can find out, with a wide receiver, if they can't do that gauntlet drill, if they can't catch very well, and you can worry about them. Yeah, it can hurt you. Yeah. The workouts are important, but they're not everything.
All right, so we're going to hear from Nick Caserio on Tuesday. Then we're going to hear from D'Amico Ryans on Wednesday. Going in, before we even get to that point, what do you think we're going to hear? Let's begin with Nick Caserio. Is he going to give away much information? What do you think how he's going to lay things out for everybody?
Right. He always is in control in the press conferences. He never gives away more information than he's comfortable giving. Sometimes he'll give you some anecdotes and some things that might be very interesting. I think he, handles his press conferences very well.
Right.
But he's not going to tell us, obviously, his strategy or whether he likes Bryce Young better than another quarterback.
Even though you and I are there, he won't give that away to us.
No, that's funny.
Darn.
I think he probably rightfully believes the other teams are watching his press conferences.
Right. I'm sure
and
they
that's
are.
funny because that actually does happen where teams read transcripts and try to look for nuggets of
I'm
information
sure they do.
just to see if something's there.
What about D'Amico Ryans? He'll make the rounds. Obviously a popular choice for the Texans. He was highly sought after in the coaching searches as well. What about his energy, and what do you think we're going to hear from him as he kind of paints the picture of his offseason?
Right, high energy, positive guy, and I think that he'll weigh in on the coaching staff he just assembled along with Nick Caserio, and
Right.
I expect to hear some glowing reviews about Bobby Slowick and Matt Burke and Frank Ross, his coordinators, and some of the other coaches. So we'll hear from him, and I think obviously we'll want to know any status updates. I'm not expecting any breaking news, and I can actually say like on a Laramie Tunsil negotiation that hasn't gotten started yet. Brandon Cook's trade talks, but all those questions obviously will be asked, and they're logical ones.
Absolutely.
But nothing really is cooking as of yet. It will heat up though now that we're into the combine.
Well, it'll be good to be there. You and I will be heading out there on Monday. You'll be there all week. I'll be there for a few days. It's going to be cool, though. We'll be right there where all the action is happening. We'll have a lot of great interviews. We'll have our time with Nick and D'Amico. And we'll be doing these live stream shows, Aaron. It's going to be a lot of fun for those viewers that want to kind of find out what it's like inside the combine. We're going to be able to bring that to our viewers Tuesday and Wednesday. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Excited to bring them access and to work with you. We'll be at the epicenter of the NFL. This is the convention center. It's also a huge NFL convention. You'll hear all kind of rumors and things going around. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Outstanding. Aaron Wilson, our Texans insider for Click2Houston.com. That's a preview of the NFL Combine. Again, Aaron and I are headed out to Indianapolis beginning on Monday. We'll check in, get settled. All the action begins bright and early. I believe 8 o'clock we have to check in to the convention center, get credentialed and get to work, but we'll be checking in often throughout Tuesday and Wednesday for sure. So good stuff there. A little preview of the NFL Combine here on Click2Houston.com and KPRC 2+. Thanks, Aaron.
Thank you.